morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning.
Good morning, Wayne. I hope you were the caller who got in
Yeah,
first. This is your
I was a
second call.
caller, but him tell me for all, me not hear nothing, so
Okay,
Ah,
just
that's
well,
all
a
right.
okay.
call back.
Thank you. Thank you. We
All right.
apologize.
Um, I'm listening to the news and these UN people talk about corporal punishment, children.
Mm-hmm.
And I think last week I hear was talking, for you or somebody was talking about a child that is now hearing them parents are there and then put him in a safe
Yes,
care.
they put it in the place of safety, and the child ended up being abused.
All right. In the Bible, it teach about punishing the child if the child not here. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, me know say the punishment I mean everything you get up and lick or beat. Depends on what the child do or how many time you have been warning the child. But what me ask is that, all right, say me have a child and the child not hearing me, no matter what me do.
Yeah.
Talk, everything me do, the child still not hearing me. Me send the child to the state care then.
Yes.
And this child still not hear the state. The child just want to do what the child want to do. And in the business where nobody wants it. What next?
Let me ask you. May I ask you a question, Pastor? You know you're the counselor, but have you been in a situation where you cannot be reached? You as a human being.
No. I'm one of the very humble one, Miss Minette. Very humble.
Yeah, but you see, why I asked you that is because there is no child that can't be reached. There's no
There is
human
no
being.
child that
No,
can't
I
be
don't
reached.
believe there is a human being that can't be reached. It's a question of method, skill, and timing.
All
Okay.
right, then me I got ask them, Miss Minette.
Yes.
As a biblical person, so me I got ask them,
Yeah.
why make God have condemnation? Why not reach them?
Why
And
God?
according to the Bible, so a majority people are gonna get condemned.
Well,
Then if there's
actually,
people, there's nobody who can't be reached, and God is the most powerful, the most everything.
Based on decisions
yeah,
that you
but
make.
thank you, Pastor.
Why make
And please
God
remember,
still have a
remember that
place of
it's
condemnation to pay
all right.
those
So you have moved from children into you have
Bigger
moved
for
from children into adults.
into people?
No,
Think is that what you
there's
said to
no
me?
condemnation for children. No condemnation. You will not find that in the Bible. In fact, what you find is the opposite. Let the little children come
All right,
for of
but what
such
I'm saying
is
is
the
that
kingdom. So
I just
if
want to get
we
an understanding.
So
yeah,
yeah,
and
that's
I
what
Suppose you buck up on a child like that, what next?
well, what I'm saying to you is that there is no child who is at any stage of condemnation, or that can't be reached. It is a question of timing, of skill, and who is doing it. And for example, you're dealing with your child and you want something done. No, 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 no. That's you setting a timetable on it, and you make
Yeah.
a determination that if it's not done now, that means it can't be done by this child, and you begin to impose the condemnation. When you're dealing with children, and children of unique and differing abilities, you begin to understand about teachable moments. You need to know, you have to be taking temperature to know when can I say something that will make sense. And you always have to remember that their understanding and exposure to the world is less than yours. So some things that
Yeah.
you take for granted for yourself, you can't impose it on the child. So it is true that parents, most times when parents give up on their child, it's not the child who reached the limit, it's the parent who reached the limit.
and but I'm hearing what my sister is saying in regards to what she said in terms of no child. It the Repeat what you said, that
I said there's no
no
child
child that
who can't
cannot
be
be
reached.
reached.
It is a
Okay.
question
And the
of
question,
skill, timing, and who's doing it. Some children need more professional help
right. So
than,
I've heard
and
that,
yeah,
but you will consider a child as somebody up to 18, correct? Is
Up
that
to 18.
up to 18? And
Well,
the truth is,
Really, it's up to 13
No,
for what
no,
we're
I
talking
don't. Me
about.
personally don't do. I think I consider a child up to the age 13.
13. Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I'm telling Pastor. It's up to 13.
But
The
under
law,
law,
yeah,
under
the
law,
law
under law,
create. But you see,
Yeah,
that's
under
another
the
thing, you
law,
know.
yeah.
under the law. So
Yeah, but
that
the
is why
law
you to
creates something that is artificial.
no. Me understand that, but
Hmm.
that's what we're working with because I think you're asking the question with somebody up to 12 when they're not hearing and so on.
Yeah.
You allow them to because I think why that parent put that child in because they probably do everything that is possible, but
The parent had
that
reached
reach
her limit
her
and
limited
ability to
to
deal with it.
manage the child
Yeah.
and yeah, but it's important that the cutoff point that you reach is important because somebody who is 15, 16, 17, 18 is in a different context in terms of not being a child.
Require
Yeah.
a different type of
Intervention.
management and intervention.
And remember, me say, that parents do what them do, reach for them limit, them put on the state. So the state
Right.
supposed to be a bigger limit
Of
now.
course,
But yet still the
yes.
child still behaves in a
Have
certain way. What next?
have more
Important,
resources.
important thing,
Let,
Wayne, as you speak, is relationship. Because for people have come to me and they're not reaching their child, and what I do is to um, build a relationship with that child. So what is happening, and it's amazing the turnaround that happens where you say touch them sweet spot, you get behind what you're thinking, and those child are redeemed. That has
Yeah.
been my experience.
And me quite understand that, because you have a program for one of them TV station here where they must show your children well rude and bad and parents not getting to them and people come in and get to them. You
Yes,
know?
man.
right.
So me understand that, but what
Yeah.
I'm saying, suppose there's one or two coming like them, not take no talk. No matter where you put them or who or how you can feel like you can reach them.
How you deal
What
with
next?
them? All right,
Yeah,
my
what
brother.
next?
That's a tough question. Hope you don't buck up
All
on
right.
that. Yeah, all right.
Alright. I'm going to boil on the question to a smaller level. Suppose I have my child and I show on them
We have,
ice
we have
cream
another caller
and
on the
biscuit.
line. We have another caller on the line here, so be efficient.
All right then. Yeah, man. Bless up.
Oh, you're
Okay.
gone?
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, call me back. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Lady of Beauty, good morning. I like your discussion this morning. It was
Good
wonderfully organized.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good
And good morning, King. All right. Looking at the child,
Yes.
you know, I don't know if I said this to you already. You know, the old head might not remember.
This is Miss Love.
What we speak over a child
Yes.
or anyone
It's important.
is very important.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be telling the child you're rude and you're bad. And when you get bad and rude, they call the police.
Mm-hmm.
I learned this years ago when I was babysitting and child sitting a missionary's child. I said to the child, you are rude. You're not supposed to do that. He called me inside for a meeting and he said, you don't call my children rude or bad. I did not understand that I was calling down these things on his child. And I learned that as we speak to our children, grandchildren, or whoever,
Mm-hmm.
use things that will help them to be motivated.
Mm-hmm.
So, instead of saying to the child, you're rude or bad, I find out what the child is going to become and said, well, you little doctors don't do those things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you want to be a doctor? And it's a different type of child.
It's powerful, yeah.
To the big people, we are too hostile.
Mm-hmm.
And everything we are jumping at.
Mm-hmm.
In an attack, the least little thing that happens, we attack each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking verbal attack.
Yes. Yes.
That's true.
You understand? And these things will must and create problems. You understand?
Yes.
So when we speak to the man on the street who is hitting a dog, I would say, great man don't lick dog.
Mm-hmm.
You run dog. And he will laugh. You understand?
Yes.
That's the way I say, mommy. So you turn these kind of things into something that motivates.
And shift
All
the
day
focus.
long, we're supposed to be motivating others, which we are not doing.
And to I know Wayne is still listening. We do need to shift some of the ideas that we have, like that there is a child that can't be reached or that child that can't get it right. No such thing. That's
I
not in
believe you.
that is
I
not
believe
in
that.
my
I believe
contemplation
that.
at all.
I believe that. You have a child
yeah.
and you keep on calling him an idiot, and then you become an idiot and you start quarrel.
I want to
You tell him,
I want to share something with you out of just personal experience as we go to our next caller. What the words that you speak, whether to a child or to an adult, is so, 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 so very important. Because in a word that is spoken, you shift atmosphere that is around individuals on purpose. So you speak the blessing upon people. You speak words of inspiration and encouragement, and you don't know what that does because we are spirit, soul, and body. And what you're speaking to is the soul of the person in terms of their will, their mind, and their emotions, and it is powerful.
But
Thank you very much for your call.
yeah.
you're welcome.
Thank you.
Did you get those songs?
I think I got about 6 of them. They came here and they've been put to my phone now. I need to find a way to get it to the show.
All right, then.
So I did
Blessings.
get them. Thank you.
All
very
right.
much. Okay.
Blessings.
Just
Have a
keep
great day.
shining. Remember, you're the light of the world.
All right.
Bye.
then.
As
Thank
are
you.
you.
Yes.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are
Long
you,
time I not
sir?
hear you, man. How you do?
Yeah, is this really just our talk?
No, I think you've got the wrong
No,
program.
you got the wrong program.
Oh, I thought I was so unrelated to art. Anyway, since I'm on here, I just make a contribution.
Yeah, oh, you know, I'm grateful.
Yeah. My lady,
Yes.
you really think that there are no children born that are irredeemable?
I absolutely, especially when you use that word, not one, not a single one.
Listen, man. Listen. When a child is in his or her mother's belly,
Mm-hmm.
and all the child hear, because so the science has proven that the baby can hear what the mother
Yeah, we
fights
know
and all
that.
it.
Right, yes.
And all the child here is the mother curse bad word and being aggressive and drinking and behaving that type of way. What type of individual you believe that person is going to bring forth?
You want
They
me to
bring forth
respond?
they bring forth a baby who comes with all of the opportunities and the same opportunities you have to do good, depending on what interaction that child receives in the world.
And that child born in an environment
Mhm.
where ganja is
Mhm.
smoke around that baby from an infant. And you know the effect that scientists prove that the effect of ganja on the brain.
And
No,
What
alcohol.
type
no
of
scientist,
individuality?
not a scientist has proven that.
No
There
man,
is
no,
man,
no,
no,
no man, no, no,
yeah,
no,
man.
no, no,
listen
no,
to me.
no,
There
no.
is no
Let
science
me,
that
let me,
ganja
embry-
on the brain cause people to become
Yes, at
maladjusted
the early
adults
age.
or
embryology, the same thing like
not ganja,
alcohol. No man,
something
no,
else,
no, no,
something
no, no.
mixed with
Hold
the
on.
ganja.
No, no, listen to what
Oh,
I'm saying.
please.
Embryology has proven things like alcohol, the drugs and so on affect the child, which is correct. So
Yes,
anything
at
that is
certain age.
external is not only
Yes, but not
ganja.
ganja. Ganja is not the kind of ganja has no business in that class A designation of drugs
And
that have harmful
I
effect on the
I am
development
not.
of
I am.
children.
I am not. What
Did
I'm
not
saying at a
repeat that
younger
science. There's
age,
no such
the
as an
science.
infant,
embryology,
it have.
the
Yes,
science,
cocaine, heroin, opium,
Listen, man.
all of those
Listen.
things because
alcohol,
ganja no, but
not ganja.
ganja is a psychotropic drug, and we have agreed on that. Is that true? It impacts what happens in terms of development, and same like cocaine, heroin, all
No,
of those
not
things.
same like.
All
Anyway,
right,
let's not go into it because
everything.
I am
the
saying. I
science
am
is
The
there.
saying to
Make your
science.
my
point.
experience.
Make your point.
My experience. You see,
Yes.
the
It's
widespread
external.
smoking of ganja as a effect and the aggressiveness the Jamaican male. I don't care what anybody want. I stand
So,
to.
well, if that's the effect it had on you, then I could not. You said that is your
No, I don't smoke
experience.
ganja. I don't
So
smoke
then, what
ganja.
experience are you referring to?
Oh, what time?
We
What?
need to take a
I
break.
don't
It's
smoke ganja, and
8:31.
I don't
Hold on for
want
me, my
to
brother. We need
You
to
want
take
to
a
hold
break.
on?
smoke ganja.
Hold on for me, please. We have to take a break, a station break. Just hold on. It's 8:31. We'll be right back.
Nothing beats.
Hello, welcome back.
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I am talking of experience, I have three brothers, right? And one of my brother smoke ganja. And out of all of us, he's the most aggressive, and his behavior is different from all of us that
And
don't smoke it.
and the and
I
the
live in a
only
community
thing
when I was growing up.
and the
That
only thing different between
the guys that smoke ganja in my community were the ones that were more aggressive.
and the only difference between you and your brother is that he smoked and you did not. You all had the same experience, lived the same life,
Right,
have the same
right,
stresses, have the
right.
same brain development. You can't say
Same
that. I'm only
school,
pointing
same
to
school,
they're
same
not.
school, same environment,
Hmm.
everything.
All right, let's
Mother
get
and father lived in the same home with both parents, mother and father. And
um
it was different from all of us.
my brother,
Because so,
I don't want to detract from the point you're making by getting into the many ways in which cannabis has been systematically demonized so that people would say exactly what you're saying. I don't want to be distracted by that. That's a whole study in itself. I want to look at what you're saying, namely that children who have been exposed to certain influences prenatal in their prenatal development are destined to be some kind of misfit. Finish the point for me. What are you
yeah,
saying about these
it is
children?
it is
That they're
it
destined
is
to be
quite likely.
irredeemable?
It is quite likely that those children that were born in that environment and coming from that parent, right? It's likely that those children will come in the society and be misfit in the society. That's
But
what I'm saying.
okay, but you understand that the likelihood of that happen has more to do with the environment in which they come out and are raised than the fact of the early exposure, because it would fly in the face of all the many children in Jamaica worldwide who have come out of that kind of environment and are pastors, doctors, teachers, lawyers, rise to the highest level. It is not the likelihood that you mention has more to do with the environment in which they are raised. If the parents don't change, if they are not given the security and an environment in which to prosper, if society has no safety net to help them to, to overcome those adversities, sure, the likelihood is there. But I don't
Yeah,
think
yes.
it is any different from a child who is in the prenatal stage, listen to classical music, is spoken to with words of love and encouragement, and that child come out and is a psychopath.
And so
Yes,
we're not in
we will find
disagreement with
that.
that,
But
you know, caller.
what I'm saying, the chances are greater.
Yeah.
The chances are greater that when a child is born with that handicap,
from in the womb.
That
The chance
likelihood,
of that child, chance of that child coming out to be a misfit in the society is greater than regardless
yeah,
of
but
the environment.
that's more to do with the environment in which they are raised. And you can verify that for yourself with a little more learning. I'm glad you're on that path, because if we recognize that the likelihood is greater for such children to have struggles, then it means we as adults need to make better planning and have better arrangements in place to help them to overcome, because we are not condemning them to a future of uselessness, of pain and struggle. And thank you for your contribution on that score, because it means we have to do more.
And
That's
that's
what
the
it
Yes,
means.
agreement.
Yeah.
we have to make the environment better, because
Yeah.
if they come in a better environment, chances are
They
they
can
will
do better.
they will become better citizens. But then again, we have to consider, we have to consider that because the environment they're coming into, it's so difficult, and they don't get a good head start.
Yeah.
They get a bad head start.
I got you. All right. We have to take another call now. Thanks very
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning time.
Good morning,
Good
my
morning,
brother.
Jamaica. Good morning, world. All right, and a different note
Note.
and a different number.
Yes.
Okay.
The JPS.
Mhm.
JPS.
Mhm.
I think she need to get a technical person who understand more about cycles to come and explain it. Why? It's a difference between service and appliance.
All right.
GPS
So I can
supply.
let me get it right. You're
GPS supply.
recommending that we
GPS supply service,
yes.
and we buy appliance. I want you to write down something for me.
I am writing as we speak.
Ask
Go ahead.
her. And any given day when you have a tangled line, that means the line loose and the power meet each other and cause a chaos, and it run to the people in house, bypass the breaker and lick the people in appliance.
Yeah.
After, what is the compensation of the difference between a 60 cycle and a 50 cycle compensation? Let me explain. A 50 cycle compensation depends. You may have a chance to get back some redress. You may get something.
Yeah.
A 60 cycle, you're not getting
Not a thing, because
nothing.
you've not been compliant with the requirements for the grid.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I heard and I asked, and I sit down and I smile. And I say, well, why don't they put on somebody who know about these things? Because, let me tell you something. People out there, I run go buy 60 cycle appliance. It burn more current than if the tangled line catch, Because sometimes GPS I work on line and line get loose on him and tangle. No get back and nothing even do. And a phone
It's
fault.
not the customer is not at fault.
No, you see, so I will not
So
stop.
are you kind
stop
of
on this,
Are
So-
you suggesting that this is a deliberate ploy by the company to keep customers out of compensation?
Well, I don't know who answered that.
Oh,
No, say
okay.
no. So,
Okay.
but you're saying that what you love is a
don't
technical
compensate you.
person to come in and explain.
Yes,
Yeah, right.
because they don't compensate you on a 60 cycle appliance. They don't.
We know that.
Okay.
We
And
know
I even
that.
ask her, and I sit there and I said, oh my God, listen, now she need to get somebody who
All right.
knows.
We'll talk to her about that. Yeah.
Yes, come on.
All
you
right.
know.
Thank you, my brother.
I mean, if my learned friend, if we are in court and we are saying, all right, the desk is going to be removed, we have to know when we remove the desk and what it takes to remove the desk.
Yes, we have to be in agreement on it.
Of course.
And the other thing too, JPS is showing itself willing to enhance consumer education, and you're saying confirm these things for us so
Of
we
course,
can be
confirm
guided.
these things for us.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I, the person outside, have a 60 cycle fridge and GPS have a tangled line, and GPS, it's GPS fault. what is the chances of me getting compensation?
Any kind of compensation. All
And
right.
I can tell you, it's next to none.
Duly noted.
Miss Minette,
Yes.
we were there. Everything looked good. Let me say, when I said everything everything, because it wasn't the fault of the customer. It was the fault of GPS. And you see the letter will come back, we are sorry.
So the question isn't really, is that what happens? Because you and I know that is what happens. The question would be why?
Why?
Why is it left in that state when you know that this is...
And I heard you ask her about the 60 cycle, and it's like she's saying, yes, we agree with the 60 cycle, but what is the bottom line? You don't get no compensation, people.
Yeah.
When I run go buy this whole past 60 cycle, better when I buy something good and done. And no, so
if we can get it,
mash up on the things. When I have something forget.
Yeah, if we can get it, because it's so hard to find the 50 cycle in this market. Yes.
If the IF,
yes,
if the people who are in authority,
yes,
put out and said, listen, we only gonna accept.
I think so too.
50 cycle.
When things are, it would be the standard.
Watch how much 50 cycles coming at the island.
Yeah.
Because it's a requirement.
Because persons would find it and would make it their duty. Yeah.
Thank you.
True.
Thank you. Nobody tell you about their sources. If them see the other day, you know much lake water them have on the market, Bandul lake water. A man carry a whole trailer load of lake water come and play.
Whole lake waters for the chicken, yes.
Yeah, and them turn it back.
Because I get you.
Get in here.
I get you.
Get in here.
We can find it when we want it.
Thank you.
And if the gatekeepers allow it in, you can rest your case with success.
I will be relentless on this. People not top buy 60 cycle appliance. People, it's cheaper, but do not top buy it. And the IF and public service line rectangle.
Yeah.
No, if, because I see the other day them are putting some things around a area and burn up the people them fan. Burn up, and I just laugh and say, when I said to him, he said, no, I've been through it already. I said, okay.
Yes, yeah.
He said, you don't, so there's where Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Blessed morning, a good day today.
All right.
Think of the positive and not the negative.
Absolutely.
True.
And all those who are out there planning to do evil today.
No evil.
Come against you. We bind, cramp and
paralyze. I learned that one.
Send you back to where you came from.
All right, sir.
Jesus
receive that blessing.
Amen.
Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning. You speaking to me?
Yes,
yes, man. Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Glad to hear. Yes, I have a little problem. I made an observation that people done about flogging of children, right?
Yes.
And I personally believe in flogging. I don't see it as abusive, and I don't see that it make a child more violent. I am 71 years old. What I observe is that, pardon me?
No, man, I want to hear it. You've had your own children.
Yeah. Okay, I think I hear feedback, that's why.
Okay, you've had your own children.
Yeah, man.
Okay, good. So what you're talking about is how you have...
Finish. I'm to make it. Ask the question. What I observe,
yes,
we are following developed country without analyzing things for ourselves, right? I am 71. I grew in inner city, Western Kingston. I get flagging. All of my friends get flagging. And we're respectful to each other, respectful to teacher, respectful to everybody around us. And even in the wider society, we're respectful to everyone. No, you have to stop flagging in school. And to me, it's a deterioration in the behavior of children in school. And what I think the teacher should have done is ask the Minister of Education to give them in writing. Since they're taking flagging out of school, what must we do? Because the teachers are confused how to discipline children in the school. You know? They are confused.
Right,
and now they are trying to carry to parents.
I want to ask you a question, though.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Ask them.
All right. When you administered flogging to your children,
Yes.
what do you think made it successful with them?
Because they know me serious. Then the experience that when my mother, I keep a book one time when I was 5 years old. My mother came to school and give me a book, so I think I got keep a book again. I didn't keep any more book. I beat my daughter. My daughter said she went to a store and that she was thieving. And she didn't thief because she was a flagger.
So
So people fooling themselves.
so
And they don't fool themselves too. Many people who talk against flagging, they get flagging too. And they're not violent. They're not violent. And they didn't see it as abusive then. But no, because developed countries say so, them following it. That's how I see it. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm assuming that there's a little bit more that you're not saying right now, but I
I don't
suspect
understand you.
I suspect
Let me go
that
back, I'm not saying.
all right. I suspect that you were a loving father who had a good
Of course I was.
relationship. That's what I
No,
mean.
I'm not saying no, but you can't
That's what
get
I mean.
resolve my stepdaughter.
It's
I
still
go
a
to
tool.
I cousin them. How I discipline her. That she can't be in but she say I come to him and I say flag her, you know. I come to him like it's priceless because I show them love too. I not just
So that's
abuse.
the
You can't
That's
you
the
can't
balance.
pretend
that is the
everything.
balance. That's the balance that I wanted to pull out of you. That
Exactly,
when
man,
you
that's
have
the
a
truth.
relationship
That's your love.
of love and respect with
Exactly.
your children,
It's true. Yes,
Yeah.
my stepson. He tell him sister him love me. That the flag because they want me to do the right thing. I know me and him is close to me. I'm his stepfather. I
Okay.
stepfather many children, you know.
Okay, now we understand.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
And that's
and
And I have one
that's the
daughter.
important point.
and
That's
that
the
and
important.
and I
The
agree
same
though.
love.
Yeah, it
Pardon
is.
me?
I'm in agreement with you because you see I keep speaking about relationships.
Yeah.
You can't discipline without relationship with
That
people.
is true. And love.
And love. So
Exactly.
the foundation of any relationship must be
Is
love.
love.
Right.
True.
And my personal thing is I am not following the whole scale removal because you must have
Thank
different things within your, if you call it an arsenal,
Yes, in your toolbox.
True.
Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Last
Yeah.
resort. Last
But
resort.
It's a
let me
last resort.
let me ask you a
Yeah.
question now.
Yeah, man.
With with what you
Hello?
have observed in terms of what's happening in the schools and with how some of the teachers treat the children, would you permit any teacher to flog your child?
No, that's what I look at now. It's a way some child has been abused, they should be dealt with. But an adult abuser tell that teacher
Yes.
or parent to deal with them.
There's
But
abuse.
the thing too, right now you saw a police post in the school. I say you coming out and be most disgraceful and so I'm afraid to teach him. I'm afraid. Yes. When in the 70s, I grew up with Western Kingston. I saw a group of users cutting off a pants, robbing the man. I could talk to them, you know.
Yes.
And that's the time of Frank knows the order they did. No, if I tell man, I gone the other way. I not talk to them. They will beat me now.
So
So flagging, don't rule out flagging. The way they take it for the period, you put it together.
well, I think part of the protection of privacy in the home, it is to allow parents to do what they think best for their children in a relationship of love and respect. If I flog my child in my home and I do it without abusing the child, that's my business, and that is not anything that should be for the law to concern itself with, or for the neighbor to go report me and the police come and take away my child. But when it comes to flogging in schools, and I would not allow a stranger, a person with no relationship to my child, to flog my child. I went to a boarding school, and for a time I boarded in a private residence, and my father gave the house mother permission to flog me. I was the only child that they could lift a strap to, and I didn't take kindly to it. They tried once, and that was all it took. They tried once, and I told my parents, you cannot. Some people are cruel. Can't give them permission to hit your child. The call is degrading. I don't know if you're hearing us. Are you hearing us? Yeah, the call has gone.
Right.
mushy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are you hearing me, my brother?
No.
All right, let's release it. If the caller is still listening, thank you for the excellent points that you made concerning how we discipline our children.
Because as I rightly agreed with him, everything begins with relationship. May you have a relationship? We have a call online.
Yes.
Welcome, caller. How are you?
Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning. Welcome.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Hi, Rusty. How are you? Long time to hear from you. What's up? All right. Go ahead, Rusty.
You know how much credit me lose at this time I'm not get to talk for the program.
You serious? Your caller now get you.
My program for the next break in there, you know. What's your name? Dr. Man.
Yes, Dr. Moistan.
All right then.
It's still
Yes,
your
my
program.
program.
Still your
Dr.
program.
Moistan there, you know.
Still your program, man.
For this program, you know.
Go ahead, man, Rusty. What is on your mind today?
Sorry. I hear the government talking about how we collect the most taxes in the history of Jamaica and in not taxing the rich. So where we get this money from? Where do we get this money from, man?
Well, Rusty.
Because if you're not taxing the rich and you're collecting a lot of money, and food prices going up every day, every minute, daily in the supermarket, JPS, all type of increases. We have dailies from 2016 till now. The price increases is still going and abated. So where the government getting this money from and it's not taxing the rich?
All right, Rusty. When prices go up, say if you have something for $10, right? And you collect GCT on it. That means for every $10 the person thing, you're going to collect $1.50 on it.
Yeah.
Now if something go up to $15, the base thing for the GCT has gone up, so they're going to get more money because the base has gone up. So that is one of the reasons why they say they have collected a lot of money, because GCT
Every value added tax that they've got, the base price has gone up. They are collecting money.
Yeah.
So price keep going up non-stop. Then but that seems like it's a smart way of taxing, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
It is. That's why they use it.
Yeah.
Because if prices keep going up every day, and it's the poor facing those price increases. Because remember flour and all these things, bring down by the rich, by containers, a load of flour, caramel and all these things. And it's these things increasing daily.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why they don't tax the people who bring down those containers?
Well, they tax them, but that tax stays. That tax is correct, is recovered in the price that they charge us. So, so they never lose.
They never lose.
They
It's a
never
catch-22
lose.
situation.
So it seems like it's only we the poor is bearing the brunt of this thing.
Always, my brother.
This thing.
Always.
Hey, ma'am?
Always. That's why we're talking now about recognizing what is the enemy. So we stop killing one another and turn and address the things that need attention.
So, in all of this, ma'am, all of this, we're facing hell out here, miss.
Yes, we are.
You might not feel it, but we're facing hell out here, ma'am.
No, Rusty, may I feel it. Everything you hear
Everybody
me talk
feel it.
here is what I am feeling.
What we feeling? Yeah.
I'm right there with everybody. If you pay light bill this month, you can't pay cable. If you pay cable, you can't pay. And it is a juggling.
And this thing was before COVID, ma'am. It's not COVID. It's not a COVID that caused this thing, because price was going up long before COVID,
Yes, sir. It just gets worse with COVID, and for some people like me whose business closed down completely. When the government not shut down, COVID took care of it. It is. I am right there with you, Rusty.
But look all on the bank, ma'am. Look how much money the government giving to the rich. Giving to all these banks, all these big banks, rich multi-companies, these big places. Look how much money the government giving to them.
Yes, we see it. We see it.
So what about us? Why can't we get a break?
We need to, Rusty, the truth of it is we need to mobilize. But I know it's hard to mobilize when you can't find a head or a center. In the past, if you look back at, like, say, 1938, There were some ingredients in place that allowed us to make a change, and they are missing now. We had unions that were fired up and ready to go to war. We had media, journalists who were carrying the news, and you had spreading the information just as it was. We had lawyers and activists who were ready to make a case for the Jamaican people. And we had charismatic politicians, meaning people who who drew others to them, who were prepared to march in front of us. All of those things, it's all over the place. And we had angry workers. Don't forget, there was a lot of anger in the field that needed to be directed. Right now, what we have, one or two people will call radio station and talk about it.
We hear the economy was growing in the 60s or what percent, but yet still the people were suffering.
Yes.
Why did they vote out the government in the 60s when the economy was growing at how much percent?
Because, yeah, you're touching.
So it's only the rich was benefiting from that growth.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like what is going on right now.
Yep. The people had to burn down things and take to the streets. We don't want it to go in that direction, so we have to deal with it. But when you say you don't want violence, and we don't, because that is destructive and comes at a cost, you must know how else you're going to address it. And that is...
poverty brings violence, you know, ma'am.
Eventually it does.
Poverty brings more violence upon people, you know.
And we're seeing it. We're seeing it, you know. I mean, everywhere you look, you're seeing stories of the violence that we're turning on one another. This morning you heard I read out what the lady said, what was happening with her when she decided to take the police on a chase.
Yeah.
Can you, could you tell me anything on the poverty, ma'am, how it is, because I don't have that figure for myself right now.
We're going to look for it, because there's some misleading information coming out about employment and GDP that is causing us. What you're hearing is inconsistent with what you're feeling and what you're seeing around you.
And the next thing again, last thing I have to say, I heard they asked Mr. Bush, was interviewing Mr. Bush and asked him about the Russian-Ukrainian war, you know. You hear what he said, ma'am?
No,
I remember him had a flip on. No, man,
Bush
it was
by
Bush.
Them say him have a slip of the tongue.
Yes.
He had a slip of the tongue.
What did he say?
I don't remember him saying no, but I don't remember what him said, but him said it was a Freudian slip. But him, what him say again? Yeah, Freudian slip. What him say?
Him say a president take it on him want to go invade Iraq.
Oh, so we shouldn't be too surprised.
I'm brutalizedly murder the people of Iraq.
Aye.
That's what he said, you know, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
And them says a slip of the tongue.
He should have said Ukraine instead of Iraq.
No, man.
What was the slip?
Instead of say Ukraine,
Right.
he said Iraq.
He said Iraq.
Yeah.
Yes.
When they get old, you know,
The truth comes out. The truth spills out. Can you imagine the president?
It was the president then Bush when he invaded something there. Yeah.
Yes, because
so what about confession?
we agree with that. We agree.
Huh?
That was confession.
Anyway, thank you all.
You're welcome, Rusty. Thank you.
All right.
Time for us to take the break. 9 o'clock on the dot. When I come back, please remind me I have to sing happy birthday. We have a caller? Okay. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Yes, miss.
Oh, I'm so sorry that I was about to take the break while you were holding.
Yeah.
You're going to take it now?
No, man.
No, I don't. They've given me permission.
Okay. It's interesting that you mentioned 1938 and the Union.
Yes.
You notice that technically the Union didn't take over from the colonial regime, you know, because most of the people who were in the Union coming up, them from the government, from both administration.
Aye, and gutted the Union. So the Union now, I don't know what the Union does now, but this Union, the unions that we have now can't lead no revolution.
And because the Union evolved into the government and replace the colonial government.
Yes. Love it that you have made that link, that connection.
Yeah. I could go overseas, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be Mr. Trump. 40 billion US dollars have been spent on the war in Ukraine so far, if I'm not mistaken. And he was saying what the war could have done to stop certain things are going on the ghettos in America and this and that.
That money.
Yes, interesting. Interesting. You know, a 40 interest with the grace of research, you know, a 40 billion, no much life that could transform.
Yes.
And besides, Mr. Putin felt insulted by Mr. Biden remark about possible regime change in Russia, you know. That might have been the reason why the thing kind of a prolonged still. Yeah, and the next thing, the murder back in Jamaica, the murders are continue without fear nor favor. Eh?
Listen to me, man. We eating ourselves alive.
Yes, but one of the murders that really have me off was the one in Manabrook. 2 Fridays ago, they kill a man by he's Mr. Mayor or something like that. And according to the report, I don't want to call the radio station that here this morning. They call it, you know, it don't make sense promoting your competitor. Yes, the police not giving no definite statements on that murder up until now, you know, because according to the report, it more look like no forced entry. The place was provided for some function or something like that. And one of the vehicles that they claim might have taken part in the whole thing, they found it somewhere below Crossroad. But because it was found below Crossroad, that doesn't necessarily mean that it has any connection with below Crossroad, you know.
Yes, that's just
right. So I could have asked somebody to put that vehicle down there for whatever reason.
Of course. But you said Norbrook, and I don't recall missing a report about Norbrook. Is it Norbrook?
Yeah, that's on that Friday, 2 Friday, the 20th of May, Mr. Mayor. Upscale gentleman, you know. So I think we're gonna have an interest in this one, you know. Unlike the one that happened at Barbican. Mr. Mayor seems to be a well-to-do person.
Yeah.
And the police supposed to know when an inquest is supposed to hold, yes or no.
Yes.
But we have to have inquest in Jamaica, I wonder why. Especially when people from the lower strata get killed under questionable circumstances.
You just answer it.
Oh, I found it. Yes.
You just answer it.
Police investigation underway into the killing of businessman Randy Meir.
That's my friend. How did I miss that?
Yeah, Randy Meir. Yeah.
All right.
Was killed on May 20th, yeah.
Let's take the break. We've gone 3 minutes past the break. You're going to stay with us or when we...
No, man. I will call the next time.
Thank you very much.
And thanks for listening.
All right.
Yes, okay.
Okay.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
Easy. Let not your hearts be troubled. Just believe in God Almighty and daily renew the mind. As we live in this time when fake is more valued than real, lies prefer the truth, the unnatural put above the natural. This is Lady Donna, aka Double D Don, with a new song, Almighty Jah, encouraging your people to keep the faith. God will make a way. Get your copy today. It's on all digital platforms. Lady Donna Official on Instagram, Facebook, AsujaRecords.com. For bookings, Asuja Record label at Gmail. Almighty Jah!
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats Best FM.
Welcome back to The Morning Connection. Do we have a caller on the line? Good morning. Welcome to The Morning Connection.
Good morning. I've been waiting about 10 minutes, 15 minutes now.
On the line?
Yes, morning, Pastor and Miss Minute.
Good
morning. Sorry about that, because we're waiting.
No, that's all right, man. My hobby is to wait on you guys.
I don't like you, you know.
We need to get you a more prosperous.
Rusty, correction. I think it was Rusty talking about the election change in the 60s. It was the 70s. It was 72.
He said, why they vote them out?
In the 60s. It wasn't 60s. It was the 70s. Yes, it was 72 election.
No, but remember, you know that Norman Manley was geared up to be the first prime minister post independence. I thought that's what he was referring to, and they lost that election, and Bustamante ended up being the first independence prime minister. I thought that's the one he was referring to.
No, I'm talking about, well, he couldn't be talking about when the Queen did a rule. He's supposed to talk about after independence.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. He says that in the 60s there's a boon of growth, but even what was happening in 72, there's a change of government. Because people are saying, right. So you're correct.
All right. Suffice it to say, the point, the substantial point that he was making is that the unions can no longer give us that push in the bid for change because the unions replaced the colonial masters. What do you think about that? He said the leadership of the union.
And back in the days, you used to have people leave the union, come into politics. Not anymore. You don't see that anymore.
No, sir. The union is now like another business club.
And the reason why people was so much up in arms in the 72 election was because of Michael Malley and his opposition. And the main reason for his opposition was the treatment that his father got from the other party.
What we're talking about now, this is politics, so you gotta put it in ideology or abuse of rights. Or
remember,
whatever.
after independence,
yes.
Remember, it was Buster and Manley. It was mainly Manley tried to get independent, but both of them end up going to England. Now, after we get the independence, Norman Manley didn't play any part in it. You know, he was at the back seat.
Well, he lost the elections.
Yes, but at least he should be in the front row.
So the treatment you're talking about is that he was marginalized, the opposition, so to speak, didn't have a voice in government.
So his son, I remember Michael Malley made a speech saying he will not die poor like his dad. I heard that from his mouth. Because they went through a lot of financial problem, you know.
Are we seeing the same thing here then, where the opposition continues to be maybe an absentee or an absent voice from the real discussions? Even most recently, the opposition was chiding the Prime Minister for taking an idea about housing and putting it into effect but not giving credit.
No, I understand why they oppose that, you know, because they criticize it when they spoke about it.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
They criticize it.
But
they said it can't work, and you know, and now they grabbing it up. So that's why they talk about it.
But do you
just
think,
like
I want to ask you a question, so you can put it in your contribution. Do you think that the country would be better served if opposition and government found a way to work more collaboratively on some issues?
Yes, perfect. But it will never happen. Nowhere in the world will it happen. It will not happen. Politics is politics and everybody wants to seek power. Some opposition go out of their way to help. Like I remember, I was coming from Canada after the 1980 election. I think it was 81. And a plane was coming up from Canada across Cuba, and the pilot told us that they have to turn back, because the Cuban government won't allow them, the Jamaica flight to fly across Cuba. Because the government that won 1980 run away all the Cuban ambassador and everybody. So we have to divert and go to Miami and get Trill and go all the way around to Gulf of Mexico And I remember Michael Manley sent Dudley Thompson and another person to Cuba to beg the Cuban government, right, to drop that thing.
Yes.
Anybody can research and find it. It's the truth, but some opposition help. But opposition will never stick together. It won't work.
Okay. I understand what you're saying.
But I think what drives that is what is your motivation for being in politics? Is it about the people, about self-aggrandizement? Yes. Because
there's like I talk all the time, no matter how many new party you bring and whatever, once it's a capitalism idea, the people will still divide, some will get rich, some will still poor. It will not work. It will not work. It will not work. I remember I talk about
kingdom politics,
this man. Huh?
About kingdom politics.
What is kingdom politics?
Alright, you must have to tell you that next week.
You mean Christianity?
Kingdom politics. The kingdom of God, which is about righteousness, justice.
Yeah, but remember they have a war in the kingdom. How did that happen?
Well, me remember that happened, but the real kingdom are rule now. So think about that. Alright?
Good point there. Good comeback. I give you full points for that one.
There was a war in the kingdom. Always a war in the kingdom. All
Thank
right,
you
then.
so much. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning.
How are you, my brother?
I'm not too bad enough. I was just listening about the people and you the host talking about the schooling of children.
Yes.
I don't find much wrong with it, and I feel that children should get school.
No, there's a difference,
it wasn't just scolding. The talk was about flogging them.
Yes.
Because you must discipline them and scold them and set them on the right path.
Boy, I'm not lying. I'm not think that no pitney get beaten when them a grow like me to behave myself. And I feel that, let them did act, but I feel that kind of grow me up good.
Oh, okay.
It curb you.
Yeah, because when we look back now, for most of my peers, the one when they decide to take the beating, them not really can manage certain things, that them are the one who still look towards people for handout and then things,
Let me ask you, did you experience love and respect from your home, in your family?
Of course. My as far as me can remember, it seems like my mother used to tell everybody where big army to beat me.
Well, that was a common thing in a certain time.
Yeah, and
all adults had permission to discipline.
I can remember a gentleman, he was a young guy named Lenford. Every day that man, no matter how far into me from my yard, if I didn't look like me there in a right position, that man beat me, carry me, go my yard. I hate that man for till. I grew up now to see that man live right at my gate and I take care of my mother and father, like, right too. And anytime I should have got to learn, the first thing that man offer me is food to carry back at my yard. Me really wonder if nobody really love me and my family like that thing. And him beat me the most growing up.
Okay, that's interesting.
And me seem stick on my parents now.
Yes.
I mean, when we go look for my parents, they come like me, I have to give him the money first to look for my parents before me even give them.
But you see, the love and the respect.
Enough of the people them when we really see school people are the people them when we really see want good out of life.
Yeah.
So and when we hear them talking about price raising, then we realize why them cut out people schooling, because if you don't school your child, you must have to pay more, so you are going to end up with less.
What a wisdom.
Boy, I tell you something. All the time we're looking at the ways in which we are disadvantaged, and you just make a point there that Pastor call it wisdom. Because
if you don't school your child, so when government tell us you mustn't beat your pitney or what them call it something like abuse. Them know the reason why, because them have a greater payday to make off of that child than you.
But at the end too, that child becomes costly overall, because if you have to
in the wrong way too.
In the wrong way, yes.
Yeah, the cost of that child most of those money go back to the government.
Wow.
And it's the truth.
It is a very sad thing when citizens can't analyze that the government is the enemy.
I mean,
most of the things that people like, is the thing that they don't tell you to do, especially authoritarian. The things that they do, they tell you that you must not do it.
And without any explanation, it becomes the thing that you must do.
Exactly. That's why my policy is, people in authority, the more them talk is the less I listen. The things that they tell me to do is the thing that I don't really do.
Well,
because I know that it's just to keep them in authority.
I've been saying to Pastor that there are some things which should never be a matter of law or legal compulsion, because at the very point you're making, persons have to be well trained, sober in their mind, capable of making sound decisions, and they will make the best decisions that they can without a whip or a strap over their back. Because the moment you start to make the law, you invite people now to break it. And it's a funny kind of argument that you have to really meditate on it, because without law there's no sin. And you have just summarized it so nicely. And a lot of young people are seeing that. If the official people say go left, your immediate thing is to go right, because you feel sure so them are trying to trick you, or they're trying to keep something away from you that is good for you.
Yeah, man, you have some old people in some community, when them enter them lick you for get trouble, you know, say you get trouble.
You know you get trouble.
And you know, if them school today and talk to you tomorrow, you know, so you're going back on the right track, and you hope to make it in a life.
Yeah. You have children of your own?
Of course, me have 8 children.
Ooh. I must say, that's the new beginning.
Yeah.
How are you managing with disciplining them?
Well, me not really 100 still, but me that's me I go on good, coming out and tell no lie. Me very disciplined.
Yes. Would you allow teachers to flog your children?
Of course, them no go. Look here, I went to the school to pick up my son, but me not like you. Me do some of the things that you know say.
You're not setting the perfect example.
Right, so me would go in the school room, because me somewhat me not tell no lie, so me stand up at the school door. But when I enter this, when I went to the school room, the little boy was giving trouble in the class.
Yes.
And the gentleman take a stick and lick him.
Yes.
But he never lick him. I am telling you, he never lick him hard. He was showing him, say you could have get it harder, but he must try.
Yeah.
And you know what the little boy was doing? He was making monkey face at the gentleman. But soon as when I'm friends to see your father there.
Yes.
In one of them, I water start come like the lick at him, the stick barely catch him.
Yes.
So when me and him go home the evening, I look and I'm in and talk, so I say, I good make teacher beat you. Because you get trouble in a class. He tell me, say, I know the teacher beat him. He say, after no teacher, I want parents come in Pitney. So I say, I lie. He say, yes. So I say, that's good. So that means I don't have to come to school every day, because more parents are watching when you get trouble. I sure no know that's not the answer when they look for me. But you know what happened for that? I don't hear saying this trouble again.
It worked.
And now you realize that everybody are watching on the road.
And you know, I applaud you, sir, for having a conversation, a calm and a loving conversation with your son, so he understands the benefit of discipline and the fact that others are watching him to see that his behavior is in keeping with good standards. So many of our children, though, don't have that.
None of them people are talking, lady. If you really look for trouble, what them are to them children here, them some name when me hear them call it, pick them where I go nowadays, so they're irredeemable and one bag and
yes.
Most of them people here give trouble when them are grow more than
the children of today.
Yeah, but because you never have this where that's like telephone and all of those kind of things, really things where I don't people get with a lot of things growing up.
That's true. And memories get short.
So I know them want to me, most of the people where I grew up now, they don't really like the children. Them afraid for the pit them count take over, so them find all kind of way to blight it their way, to school them. So that means that they don't know the right way where to walk. Because if they walk the right way, them have to take over for you, the older one. So you want them walk on a road with them. Take long to come out on the good side. So there's
competition and rivalry between this generation and the next, and it should never
so people
be
set up all kind of things up at top for people feel, and then you want to have the discipline at the long run, and then get there and go and catch street. So me not really listen to them and them talk when them tell us, say, don't do this. Next time, me don't want to say to you, say no. When you hear the people them about the bank, how the bank, government give bank how much money and how you not get the money out of them. To me, most of them people, they are really general, them are half general and half fool. Listen why.
Alright, I'm going to have to let you go.
How can a poor man have 2 million a line in a bank and him poor?
Well, 2 million
that
in the
makes
bank,
sense?
that's not poverty. Alright, my
No,
brother.
but that makes sense.
No, you're right.
You
I hear
say
you.
not to have nothing, but you save up 2 million a line in a bank.
Yes.
When you save the 2 million in a bank, the man down at the bank take your money, go buy a lot, he go buy out car mart, and then you have to continue to call him sir and him away necktie and you don't have nothing. Or you fi make the bank have your money and do business and you don't have nothing. You know must take your money and do business and make the bank see you.
But
You
you know,
can't-
you're touching on financial literacy, which is a whole nother kettle of
Yeah,
fish.
God, imagine a
And it
community
is
where you take out
necessary.
a little small community, then you'd have say, we call say 200 people, and say the 200 people that have a bank book, and in all everything where they have in the bank would have come up to $30 million, but then don't have a little business at the community. How that makes sense?
Yeah, they don't make no sense, and they could
That
invest
can't make
in their
sense.
own community.
God,
Yeah.
the bank now can't set up no business at the community. Them take your money and set up business.
Absolutely.
Else you where the rich is, so you must looking at yourself and say, no, me could give the bank that money. Me have to take it and set up business at my place, make it grow too.
And
All
more
right.
of you do the same. Love it. I
Love
love it. All right, my brother, I got to take another caller. And
Okay,
I
ma'am.
hope you call back and we can progress that point, because we want to see businesses growing in communities and people in the communities investing in themselves, so that we don't
course.
have to complain about the banks and hold on to the money. All right, have a great day, sir.
You too, ma'am.
Thank you.
Holy power
Good
is
morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Neville. How are
Why
you?
never a man was giving us a lecture this morning, all of the things we talk about. How you do?
I'm good, man. Today's principles of accounting CSEC.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, and I have 15 clients in the room right now doing the paper.
well, I know they are well prepared.
So they might get 1 and 2.
And let me tell you, 2 of the topics that are on the syllabus. Incomplete records and suspense accounts. And you see those 2 topics, they fit right into Jamaica. One of the main problems that we have in Jamaica is that people are sending them children to school in a system what is not taught in school. You know that, Pastor?
Mm-hmm.
The school children doing in principles of account this morning. It is not practiced in most of the businesses in our major cities because of the corruption and the informal nature of Jamaica's economy.
Not at all.
Where will the children play? Where will they play with their accounts and their principles of business and all these things that they're learning in school and sweating themselves over to pass exam in a COVID environment? We need to leave the children alone and help them, you know. Pastor, Miss Minette,
Yes, sir.
morning to your listeners and your valuable caller. There's some word I want to share with you this morning. I want you to help me break them down. In Jesus' name.
Let's hope we can.
Parent, the word parent. If you break that down in syllables, you must be able to parent before you become a parent.
That's true.
Most Jamaican people, the system is not designed for them to pay rent. The government go and take away your housing trust money, and him take it and build police station to put police over you, and him now build a low income house for you. So the government is not encourage good parenting.
Well, no, they won't. They're setting up a system where you can pay rent to them, so maybe they're working on it.
Look at the word named community. You know, community have a whole heap of meaning in it. When you break it down in syllables. It means cooperation, communication, coming together in unity. Tell me 2 unity constituency in Jamaica.
We're struggling
There's
with
no
that.
unity among us.
We're struggling with that. We know that.
All right, you know, economy, look at what we involve in economy. You know what economy mean when you break it down in syllables? It's an ecosystem. Just like how you see a spider set up his net to catch the fly and eat it for his dinner.
Is a food chain, you know.
But there
it's an environmental con for money. Pastor, the con in economy, what it means? C-O-N.
Con?
Is it different from a con, man?
No.
Like when you say economy.
No.
E-C-O-N-O-M-Y. Then you must expect con in the thing.
Yeah, con. It is not good.
Not good, none at all. So I want to put these two suggestions on your show this morning.
I thank you, sir, for those artful meanings.
Yeah, I'm going to put these two suggestions to my people. I hear Metro this morning talking about the ganja and the brain and the aggression. You see the phone that I have at my ears now calling you?
Yes.
It is more dangerous than any other drug that you could think of. You know what it stimulates in your brain? It stimulates a hormone known as dopamine.
Right.
And your dopamine stimulates your happy cells, your happiness.
Endorphins.
So we live in a society now where everybody wants more. The disease need more because they pick it up from the cell phone. Most people just look down in their phone, they don't talk to people anymore.
That's true.
Yeah. And I want to tell you that I hear my popular caller the name, man. I don't remember his name, but it's a poverty. He was talking about poverty.
Yes, Rusty. Yeah, Rusty.
Morning, Rusty. But Rusty, I want to build a magic cup for you, Rusty. I need some credentials. I want to meet you plus Rusty to sell you some business ideas.
We have to organize.
Yeah, hey,
take over
Pastor,
what you guys should be doing. Yes, sir.
The magic cup is coming for Father's Day, you know.
All right. You know,
hey, you know, let me left this suggestion. Poverty. Or you measure poverty, Miss Minute. Poverty in Jamaica should be measured at the minimum wage, 9,000 a week.
Yes.
And therefore now, the pension or the NIS pension of Jamaica is properly run, should be getting the minimum wage as their minimum pension, which is $36,000 a month. And it can be done, but the government and the opposition not going to make it done. I'm going to leave you with this. You know why? 60% of your national debt that is owed by Jamaican people, what the government put us up into, it is owned by Jamaican businesses and individuals that are playing what they call the Jamaica Stock Exchange, the stock market. And it is those brands that they are trying to protect, and their children and whoever feed off them like the middle class, that what is left, to keep their family in power for 2050.
All right, we're going to speak against that.
And as a result of that, most of the politicians that governing you, they are loaded with these shares in their portfolios, in their asset portfolio. So they're not going to set any policy to take the Jamaican people out of poverty. They're not going to do it. Don't expect them to do it. They are what you call narcissists. They don't mean you no good. No good at all.
All right, my brother.
There's no good at all. You take care on the program.
Thank you very much. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning, Corey.
Yeah, how you doing? Botai, how you doing?
Oh, very well, thank you. It's not Corey. Mr. East.
Okay, yeah, I want to make a little suggestion, then I go get no feedback.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't call very often, but you know, I always try to contribute positive. Yeah.
And I appreciate
you and Mr. Percy, both of you guys. I'm wondering, you know, from your youth coming up, PNP and JP will never do any good for Jamaica. You know, because they are under a system. So I'm wondering if you and Mr. Percy would try to link up with the UIC and just run in a council election, because PNP and JP not going to do no good for you. You have to link up with the UIC and just run in a council election, because PNP and JP not going to do no good for you. You know? the Jubilee that will be celebrated in August 6th here in Jamaica, the 68th Diamond Jubilee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jamaican people don't celebrate Jubilee. It has to do with Queen Elizabeth's 60-year rule over us. That's what, but the government will not tell us these things, right? So I am saying to the young people of Jamaica, don't go to the stadium to celebrate no independence August 6 or nothing.
Boycott.
Our aim is to remove both PNP and JLP who works for Queen Elizabeth.
So you're saying run a boycott?
Yes, run a boycott. It's full time, you know. Mr. Bennett, if we don't get in the halls of the councils or in the halls of the parliament, we can't make no changes because we as people, we tend to move away from the politics and we are saying we are Christians, so but I'm going politics. But the Queen Elizabeth rule over with 60 years, but yet still they say we are independent. So if we not take charge and go into the parliament, we can't make no change.
It's all hands on deck. Nobody can say it's not their business now. So I take your point on that. We'll give you we'll deal with the politics on another time. We're at 9:32 and I got the signal for the station break. So was there something else you wanted to say, or can we take the break?
You see they are planning to leave the Queen, and if the Constitution does not change and you have a ceremonial president, Queen Elizabeth will be still ruling over us.
Especially if you team that with a Secretary General of the Commonwealth.
Yes, because how we are leave the Queen, but the government have put somebody who is a present member of this government, Foreign Affairs Minister, into the organization, to head the organization that the Queen is head of. But we are leaving the Queen.
Yep, got you. Fully got you. Well, let's see if we can run a boycott. Your age group is the one that bring the vibes to these events. So let's see if we can get something done. All right, we have to take the station break now.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
This is your beloved Pastor Percy from the Morning Connection. Support our commitment to Jamaica by joining us on Wednesday mornings at 7:30 when we pray for the nation. Show us you care. Advertise with us. For more information, call our offices at 876-276-8935.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-Time Taxi Service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
We are something special on the road.
Veg Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veg Printers, your best choice in printing.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats. Best FM.
Very happy birthday to my sister Joan McCallum. Happy birthday to you. I did say to you, please listen to the program this morning so you could know that your sisters from the Touched by Grace home cell are wishing you a very happy birthday. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to speaking to you. Spread some love. You know that we are committed to show love and to be a conduit for the love of God to reach those that come in contact with us. So I say to you, happy birthday, my sister. Have a wonderful day. That's Joan McCallum. She's one of the ladies who she works in the admin section of the defense force. She's one of the civilians on the camp. So you know she has to be especially anointed in these times to deal with some of the issues that they're coming up with. But I do wish that you have a wonderful, wonderful birthday. All right. Pastor Percival, you were trying to say something when we're reopening the line so the callers can resume. But there was something you were starting to say, and we have a little, we're reopening the lines, but there was something you were starting to say, and we have a little window now that you could complete it if you remember what it is.
No, we had a major discussion on brain development. As I actually went on something. By 6 months, our brain is 90% developed, and by reach 25, it's fully developed. So
when we're talking to our children at age 7, 8, 9, we can reach them. The brain is there. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning, Miss Minette.
Good morning, Brother African.
Morning, Reverend.
Morning, African. How are you today?
The President, and I give thanks for it tonight. Good to be here. You know?
I love that when you say that. Present and giving thanks. It's a powerful statement, that, you know.
It does. I want something to live in. I mean, anybody not talk to me always.
That's good training, man.
That's good, man. That's excellent.
Now, blame game. I hear some blame game I go on this morning. Yeah. I blame the herb. The herb is what does herb mean, Reverend?
The herb? Some external to us. I wasn't blaming anybody, you know. We were just talking about.
That's you, Reverend, man. That's cool, man. What the herb mean?
The herbs of the earth.
Huh?
Which is good for the healing of the nations.
Thank you very much, Reverend, man. How you going, so, man?
And him don't have the answer. Him don't know the truth.
So when them call and bash it, you just let them know, so better you know the healer, man.
The healing.
Love the healer.
Love the healer. You want one young breadfruit drop same time there.
Oh, yeah. Breadfruit time come now, African.
Yeah, them are just a command from the tree, you know.
Okay.
But you see, African, there is still a lot of misunderstanding coming out of the misinformation of the past that would cause us to even look at one another with suspicion too, when we should be looking at one another with love and seeing family and finding fun. Yeah.
You see the teaching from the PNP and the GLP.
Yes.
The problem they cause with the African them in Jamaica, you know. If once you vote for them, you want to blame other situations for where the PNP and the GLP do we as African in Jamaica from 1962 till now, and then we have a plan to celebrate it.
Well, you see, that whole business of standing on one side and blaming the other side comes from just our own reluctance to say, boy, it's my fault. Because if it's the party that I vote in, I'm going to have to take responsibility. So it's always easier to say, well, if the other one did so and so. It's very juvenile and we need to move away from it.
The two of them are under the cut under the same umbrella. When the rain fall, the two of them are under the same umbrella. When the sun shines, the two of them are under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Them say we redeemable. A politician so that's not empress.
Well, I heard a caller use the word this morning too, so.
Huh?
I heard a caller use the same word this morning talking about some of the children who come out of adverse circumstances. The word irredeemable was used. One politician said we are uncontrollable, ungovernable.
The first time I hear that argument is coming from Omar Davis. And you know what Omar Davis doing? You don't know what Omar Davis doing, Empress?
Well, my brother, the sins are many. Which one is hurting you the most this morning? Which one come to the top of your list? Many people speak about FinSAC, and there are some other things which we could talk about too. But for every politician that you name, there is another one, 2, 3 more down the pike. And sometimes it is not surprising that those are the names that get called when we look at what is happening, because they are the leaders from time to time. But we are the ones who give them the authority, and we are the ones who put them back, and we are the ones who don't say no and stand up for something different. So we have to take responsibility also.
So even though we all get a third party in the Empress,
yes,
we need another one too.
Well, because I'm glad you said we can't be looking at the political parties to give the answers that need to come out of us.
We're still going to need another one, because we need to remove the two, whether they know.
Any party that is there is going to reach the same point where you're talking about removing the two that's there now.
So when we remove them, we have a policy now where we set to the Empress. We have a policy now where we agree to. What them are deal with now, we not agree to those, We are squatter. How come we are squatter? Empress.
Well, you know me.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's good to be here, yeah?
All right.